and welcome to another episode of Rift News, the show you likely decided to watch because Riot just dropped a lot of news scattered across multiple games, and you'd like to know if you missed anything. And since Riot released a KDA event on a similar scale to the Spirit Blossom for all of their games, and since this time around we've got a lot of news that comes from all over the place, the chances are you probably did miss out on some really cool stuff. But that's why I'm here to help. So without further ado, let's first have a look at what is new in League. Patch 10.22 is being deployed on live servers, which includes a lot of new things. But keep in mind that not everything I'm going to mention will be released as the patch hits, and it will all be rolled out as the patch goes on, with most of it being released either today or around the time of the World's Finals. This patch includes Seraphine, the starry-eyed songstress, and her ultimate skin for 3250 RP. As we mentioned in the last news, this ultimate skin has 3 forms which you unlock through special missions. Unfortunately, however, I wasn't able to find these missions anywhere, so I believe Riot has not revealed them just yet. Then we will also get all the KDA skins, which include Ahri, Akali, Evelynn, and Kai'Sa, who'll also get a prestige version. The new thing here are all the chroma skins for Ahri, Akali, and Evelynn. Kai'Sa doesn't get them because she has a prestige skin, and Seraphine is getting an ultimate skin. Then there are all the icons. 2 of them are unlocked through the Seraphine ultimate missions, just like this emote. 5 of them are included in skin bundles, and 3 of them will be rewarded through progression in the upcoming KDA event. But most importantly, there are 2 icons which will be rewarded for participating in a 2020 Twitch event. This event happened today. These 2 icons were a Twitch drop from Twitch rivals. I assume the drop chance had to be quite high, if not guaranteed. Because if it was purely random, all the icon collectors would be really mad. Thankfully, Riot knows that there were a lot of people around the world who couldn't watch the event, and so they are thinking about other ways that would allow people to get them. And finally, there is also an icon for purchasing KDA merch. Specifically, you will need to buy this figure, which is unfortunate because there is an entire new KDA merch line coming, and it would be cool if you could get it for any of the other items too. Now, although that is going to be it for what this patch will bring, yesterday we got a big PBE update that reveals some really cool new things. First of all, we finally get to see Victoria's Lucian in action. And I have to say, after the 2019 Victoria skin, which wasn't received so well, this one is gorgeous. I already love bulky paladin-styled armor, so when you put that on Lucian in this color scheme, it looks amazing in-game. And honestly, besides Challenger, gold might actually be the best chroma skin, so don't feel bad if you got to gold and stopped. But after that, Riot also dropped some mind-blowingly good new additions to the Battlecast universe, starting with Nasus. Now in his art, you can see how massive he's supposed to look. You can see tiny people flying around, and there is even Victor in the distance. So looking at Battlecast Nasus in-game, you can tell they translated this feeling of a massive mech really well. I love the tiny details they put on this skin, such as the igniting vents on his back. Speaking of which, after he ults, the skin reveals its hidden feature. You guessed it, a lot of fire all around. And for that I am giving this skin a solid 7 out of 10 on the fiery scale. Then there is Zac, which unfortunately doesn't have a lot of fire all around. But that's fine, because my god is this skin gorgeous and simple. The idea behind this skin is that Zac is made out of molten metal, similar to Terminator. How fitting for the Battlecast universe. But simply said, everything about this skin is amazing. All the Zac mains should be really happy. So despite the lack of fiery effects, solid 8 out of 10 from me. But then there is Resistance Jace, who's Victor's main rival. And oh man, did this skin make people horny for some strange reason. Okay, I do agree that he looks quite good here. It might be the beard. But in-game, it looks even better. I love that ragged, almost homeless look, which fits the people who are trying to survive in a futuristic apocalypse. Also, the hammer is quite stunning. And it has a big explosion with a lot of fire all around. So 8 out of 10 on the fiery scale from me. Then there is Singed, who looks amazing in his art. He looks amazing in the game, despite being a bit skinny here. And the spell effects are incredible. But most importantly, when he ults, he spreads a lot of fire all around. The cool thing about this skin is that he's actually releasing nanobots into the air, which disintegrate his enemies. And last but not least, there is Resistance Yorick, a quite unexpected skin but still a welcome one. The skin's bio is interesting. Apparently, after Victor fused living minds with his machines, he also infused them with their souls, which means that after the machines are destroyed, the souls technically die. And since Yorick can command the dead, he is able to bring dead Battlecast machines back to life. Design-wise, I love the dreadlocks on his head. It gives him such a unique look. And in-game, they put so much care into his spells and the machines he summons. From the creepy machine wall to the Battlecast Mist Wraith. Most importantly though, his recall is so badass. In addition, all of these skins will also get chroma versions, with most of them looking really cool, but I think it is clear that Zack is the winner here. His chromas are simple and yet so good. They just swap between different metal materials, and that is more than enough to give him great variants. Now, besides these skins, PBE also revealed the specific 2020 ranked rewards, such as the Clash icons and our new ranked icons. Then PBE also revealed a new Riot Ward. Now, some of you may know that the old one was available from different sources. You either had to meet a Rioter, or you went to eBay and you bought the codes that were given away during events. I personally got my Riot Ward back in 2014, after I met a Rioter at an event years before my channel even got known. Either way, when it comes to this one, which by the way is using the new Riot logo, it will only be available if you meet a Rioter personally. There will be no other way to get it. As far as we know, this is their new policy for this ward. So time will tell if eBay has anything to say about it. And finally, Surrender20 posted every item that was put into the new shop so far. And this revealed some quite amazing new item designs. Such as this crown, which heavily resembles the one Alun is wearing, this great new Noxian-like Bloodthirster, updated Liandry's Torment, or the redesigned Blade of the Ruined King. Still, the coolest new item is Force of Nature, which references the Vidalion of Aizaokan, which means that this dress was woven by the Axiom in Ishtal, which makes it quite a legendary magical item. The last thing we could mention when it comes to League is the fact that Mark Merrill, aka Tryndamere himself, replied to a tweet about Seraphine, specifically her lore. And he confirmed that the part where Seraphine is using the soul of an ancient race to power up her music, and the part where she ignores the fact that her entire home city is running on ancient souls, will be cut out. So he basically confirmed that there will be tweaks to Seraphine's lore. Which sounds awesome, because right now, the KDA event is not bad. But there is a light sour taste after we have went through her Runeterran lore, and after we have seen that Riot went a bit too far with her Twitter. It was a really cool idea, but she was made a bit too real. And a bit too demanding for attention when there are other real people with real problems who actually need it more. But that's pretty much it for League. Next, we got some new updates for TFT. Specifically, we got a closer look at the previously teased Little Legends. Curiously though, this time around, instead of getting 3 Little Legends with a bunch of different variations, we got 5 Little Legends, but each only has 2 variants. There are the 2 KDA Evelyn Squinks, KDA Kaisa Fury Horns, KDA Seraphine Light Chargers, KDA Akali Feather Knights, and KDA Ari Hushtails. Now, since the eggs normally contain one of only 3 Little Legends, I wonder if Riot is going to fit all 5 into one egg, or if 3 will be in the eggs and 2 will be rewarded from a new pass. With that said, the current TFT pass is supposed to end in 81 days, which is quite a long time, so I don't think that's happening. But now, before we move away from the League client, we should quickly mention that the reason why you will be able to find KDA loot in the client is because the KDA More song came out yesterday. And just as we predicted from the beat you could hear in Seraphine's skin, the song was really good. When the song called The Baddest came out, it was good, but it wasn't the banger hit people expected. So I'm glad to see that it was just a nice starter, before they served us the main course. Now, I still think that the Popstar song was better. However, the beat of this song was incredible, which makes the instrumental version of More really awesome. One thing I'd like to note is that Seraphine's appearance in the music video was quite short, which is slightly strange because the song was supposed to be about KDA finding Seraphine's talent and giving her room to shine. Although here she unfortunately sang only for like 15 seconds. Interestingly though, going back to her KDA interactions, it is now obvious that a lot of her voice lines were lyrics from the song. And obviously, the same goes for the lyrics in the comics. But now, let's move to Wild Rift. Yesterday in the East, Wild Rift got into open beta, which means that a lot more people will probably start making content about this game. Which is good, this game definitely needs more attention. And together with its beta release, we got an amazing beta launch cinematic. Of course, none of this is canon, but boy oh boy is this awesome. I love how at the beginning, Jinx is using a Runeterran version of a phone to open up a Wild Rift portal. She hops into the Demacian Mageseeker compound library and she meets the gorgeously animated Lux. Like, I don't know who's responsible for animating her, but this is incredible. There she takes a selfie with Lux and hops into Ionia to pick up Yasuo. Then we get really bored Blitz and we end up on the Rift. In general, this is one of the best cinematics Riot produced. And it is because the stylization of this video is great. But the best thing about this cinematic are the memes. The memes. The memes! Did I mention how good the memes are? Like nearly every shot of this video has something new to explore. I am pretty sure we will see a lot of these throughout the upcoming months. To end this off, I quickly want to mention that this video confirms that Teemo, who was not in the game before, will be joining Wild Rift. Personally, I can't wait for this game to arrive in EU. Which reminds me that last week, besides the KDA squad, Riot also announced that Darius and Draven will be joining the game too. Before we move on, I should also mention that when you first log into Wild Rift in your region, you will get to the Rift to Rift rewards. You will get more of these based on your history on League of Legends, so expect some free champions, skins and other cosmetics. Next, let's quickly go through the KDA event in Legends of Runeterra. The event contains the previously shown board that allows you to change between KDA tracks, a new lab, and a whole new pass, which will give you 4 new Guardians, 6 emotes, 6 card backs, and more. But there's a catch. You see, this time around, for the first time, Riot is adding cards from an alternative universe into the game. I originally thought that these were just custom cards for the labs, but it turns out these cards are a permanent part of the game. And I have to reflect what the majority of the community already said. These cards feel really out of place. Like, there is an Ahri card from the KDA universe in the Freljordian deck. It couldn't get more random. I understand that at some point in the future, it would be cool to have alternative universes as decks. After all, these alternative universes have canon lore inside those universes. But right now, it feels too early to do that. Legends of Runeterra is seen as by far the best source of canon world-building information. There is no denying that the world of League of Legends got expanded 1,000-fold ever since the game came out. But with these KDA cards, the immersion got shattered. A lot of people in the community brought up the idea that it would be cool if the cards stayed the way they are for the KDA event, but after it ends, it would be awesome to see them reskinned and changed to fit Runeterra. In fact, on Reddit there was a person who already pitched the full idea, and I really hope Riot decides to do that. The developers working on Legends of Runeterra are awesome, and they listen to the players, so I believe there is the room to correct this little issue. Then, in Valorant, Riot started Season 3. Or at least they tried to. It turns out the patch had quite a lot of game-breaking bugs, which Riot had to quickly fix. So they reverted the patch, and now we are waiting for what will happen next. Eventually, when things get right again, we will get Skye back as the new agent, who, by the way, is Australian, not British as I previously thought. That should have been obvious as she sounded a bit different upside down. But besides her, not only does the Battle Pass have great new skins, and not only is there a new Singularity skin line, but apparently someone also found this image in the files, which reveals a new Wasteland skin line as well. And finally, to finish this video off, let's quickly mention some merch leaks. Somehow, images of 2 new statues popped out of nowhere. There is the Ari statue and the Jin statue. To me, these unlocked statues were always the best thing Riot sold. The cartoony style of these statues fits League really well, and I just like to collect stuff from the main universe. So these things are exactly the right thing for me. Did I mention how good the memes are though?